What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to tonight's late night news roundup, where as well as summarising what we discussed in tonight's late night agenda, I'm going to be taking you through some stories that we haven't had a chance to discuss. Isak rejecting a big money offer over to Saudi. We're going to give you some of the numbers involved in that. Alisson Becker being of interest to the Saudi Pro League and a potential massive move in the future. We'll walk you through that. Simon Jordan has been defending Liverpool's spending. I'll tell you what he's had to say. And of course, we'll run through the Champions League squad, which had no place in it for Federico Chiesa. So that and lots more to come over the next few minutes. As always, though, I want to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comment section. Drop a like on the video if you enjoy it. And please do hit that subscribe button, because as you can see, we are closing in on 350,000 subscribers. Only a couple of hundred to go. Right, let's get stuck into it. And I'm going to start off with the Alexander Isak story. So, ahead of making his move to Liverpool, Isak turned down a whopping offer which would have made him not only a very wealthy man, but given him a very comfortable life. A report said that the striker turned down an offer of €35 million per season, which is about £30 million, so 600 grand a week or so, plus a £13.9 million signing on bonus. So 600 or so grand a week and a big signing on bonus there of €16 million. On top of that, the offer is also said to have included personal expenses, a house with 4 full-time employees, his own chauffeur, and a private jet. Not too shabby, but that shows you how strong his desire was to challenge himself at the very top level of world football, and came and signed for Liverpool Football Club. So they are some of the astronomical numbers that were involved in his potential offer from Al Hilal that he turned down to come to Liverpool. So let me know about that one in the comment section, folks. Right, next up, we're going to take you through Liverpool's Champions League squad. Now, there is a B list to this as well, and I'll take you through that in a moment. The B list is basically any player that was born after the 1st of January 2004 and has completed 2 years or more at a club's academy, having had no more than 1 year on loan to another club during that or in that same country or jurisdiction. So that's the B list before we move on. So the big news from the list here is that there is no Federico Chiesa included. Liverpool's Champions League squad is Alisson, Mamardashvili, Woodman, Gomez, Endo, Van Dijk, Kanade, Kirkes, Bradley, Leone, Robertson, Frimpong, Wirtz, Soboslai, McAllister, Jones, Gravenberch, Isak, Salah, Gakpo, Ekitike and Engamoa. The B list is Jadon Danns and Trey Leone. Now, here's the breakdown of why the squad has no Chiesa in it. Each team can name a maximum of 25 players in their main A-list squad, which includes a minimum of 8 places reserved exclusively for what UEFA deems as locally trained or homegrown players. Players trained by the club or another club in the same national association for at least 3 years between the ages of 15 and 21. Liverpool have a squad of 22 players, and of course the B-list players are there. So if you want to read more on that, this piece was on the Echo, so I would say go over there and have a read of it to get more detail. Right, Simon Jordan was defending Liverpool. There's a phrase I never thought I'd be saying out loud, but on TalkSport, he's done exactly that. He said Liverpool bought €482 million worth of players. They sold €220 million worth of players. And the tragedy of Diogo Jota probably brought an insurance payment. So we're talking about somewhere in the region of €180 million across the transfer windows. When you pare it back and a more educated conversation comes into play, it's not huge amounts of money. When Jim White mentioned that Liverpool had spent vast fees on individual transfers this summer, Simon Jordan replied, that's because they didn't spend it last year, and the market is what the market is. I think it's a byproduct of the market. Money is being spent at high levels now. Also, PSR governance has changed, and Liverpool are now at a stage where their turnover is so significant. In the season before, it was £620 million, and the season just gone, it's probably going to exceed £700 million. Liverpool have simply consolidated and conflated 2 summer transfer windows into one and paid some slightly higher fees than people anticipated because they bought some of the best players. So let me know what you guys think on that one. Do you agree with Simon Jordan? It's refreshing to finally see somebody stepping up and defending Liverpool's business, because there's been a lot of nonsense written and spoken about in the media. But like I've said, we still have a net spend in this window less than Arsenal. and I don't see too much being spoken about with their spending. So, Trent has been speaking about his move to Madrid and why he made it. So just over 3 months on from leaving Liverpool, Trent is adamant that he made the right choice despite some stinging criticism in the Spanish media. So this is an interview with GQ that he did in Spain via Football España. The 26-year-old said this: "It was one of the hardest decisions of my life. Liverpool is my home. It made me who I am, but Madrid felt like the right step at the right time. It was an ambition and a personal desire for change to challenge myself in a new environment. Of course, Real Madrid's legacy is undeniable, but more than that, what attracted me was my ambition and the desire to test myself in new surroundings. It's a challenge, but one that I welcome. Playing at the Bernabeu is sacred. You can feel the weight of the shirt, but that's what drives you to give your all." Yeah, cool Trent, but again, about that Ballon d'Or, when can we expect that? Moving on now to Alisson Becker and Saudi, because Empire of the Cop have said that Alisson Becker is of interest to Saudi and there could be a potential massive offer down the line. So let me read this piece out that says, according to sources close to Empire of the Cop, Alisson Becker is attracting serious interest from clubs in the Saudi Pro League for a January transfer. The goalkeeper has been the subject of lucrative offers worth up to €50 million or £13 million per year from the Middle Eastern clubs, who are understood to be preparing bids in the region of £21 to £26 million for the Brazilian international. Liverpool haven't received any offers or official offers for the 32-year-old, who's under contract for 2 more years at Anfield, and a deal will be difficult to pull off in 2026 unless the player were to agitate for a move. Now, we are a few months away from that, and I don't like the idea of losing Alisson mid-season, nor is this piece trying to say that we definitely will lose Alisson mid-season. But for me, if you're going to lose Alisson, let it be at the end of a season when you have time to fully bed the goalkeeper in. We haven't really seen too much of Georgi Marmadashvili, but Liverpool would still have to either promote Armin Petchy up then to be one of the senior goalkeepers, or dip back into the market to find another goalkeeper. Maybe the succession planning has been done with Georgi Marmadashvili, but like I've just said, we as fans haven't really got too much of a chance to see Georgie out there on the pitch and see what he's like with the ball at his feet. So let me know your thoughts on that one. I would be quite concerned if Liverpool lost Alisson in January, but I also don't think it's likely to happen. So let me know what you guys think on that one, on the Simon Jordan stuff as well, your take on what Trent has had to say, the Isak situation and the amount of money that he turned down, and of course, the Champions League squad. So that is it for me for tonight. Tomorrow will be my last live stream for a few days. I'm going to be taking Friday, Saturday and Sunday off. So I hope that you can join me tomorrow night. And until then, have yourselves a wonderful evening. Thank you for your support. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and help us get to 350k. And we'll talk soon. Much love, my friends. Bye-bye.